Okay guys, so as promised, I am going to give you guys a tutorial of me taking off my nails and putting on a new set. They haven't quite grown out that much, but two of my nails, can't remember the other one, they're kind of aggravating me because I was doing some cleaning and lifting and hurt one of my nails. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and do them over right now because I just don't have anything else to do right now. All right, let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drill off the top coat of each one of my nails, and this will help to make the polish come off a lot easier and a lot smoother when I go to the next step, which is soaking them off in acetone. So this step is pretty straightforward. You can use a nail file or a drill. And also I'm going to use my cuticle cutters to just chip away those jewels that I have on my nails. I put them on with some really good nail glue, and I'm just gonna chip them off, easy peasy. Doesn't take a lot of effort and they pop off really good. As a matter of fact, let me give you a close-up of what this process looks like. So here I am, just popping off those jewels, and just pinch those cuticle cutters and pop them off. If you have a different method or a different way of taking these off, go for it. So yeah, they're coming off pretty smooth. And then after I complete this process, I'm going to just go back to drilling off the top coat for the nails. And again, you can drill it off, or you can use a regular nail filer for this process if you don't have a drill. Next, you're going to need a bowl of hot water, a Ziploc bag with a folded paper towel in the inside, and your 100% pure acetone. Now I'm going to take this acetone and I'm going to pour a small amount into the Ziploc bag to prepare to get ready to soak my nails off. And you don't need very much of this. I know it probably looks like a lot, but you don't need that much of it. I probably poured a little too much. And all I'm going to do is place my hand in the bag and let the acetone and the paper towel do its work. The paper towel pretty much acts as a buffer to have it come off. And I think I had my hand in the bag for probably about 3 minutes and it came right off. I know my hand looks super ashy, but it's just the acetone. So now I have soaked off the polish from both of my hands, and now I'm just going to file and shape them. So I'm going to use a regular nail file for this. Again, you can also use a nail drill for this process, and I wanted to kind of go for a coffin shape. This was my first attempt at it, so let's see how this works out. So you're just gonna file them, buff them off, and shape them up. Here is what my nails look like, and this is me attempting to do a coffin shape with my real nails. And they're, pretty rough. You kind of want to get them to have a little bit of the abrasiveness on it. Now, see, I have a little bit of the nail fungus on this nail because, again, I got water under one of my nails, and I'm just going to apply the nail fungus. Now we're going to move over to step 1 of the Kira Sky Professional Nail Line. And this part 1 pretty much just gets all the natural oils off of your nails to make it easier for the powder to adhere to your nails. So I put this on pretty quickly, and it kind of looks like you're not really putting anything on your nails. But if you go to a nail shop, you really are putting a little something on there. And that's what it looks like. It looks like it has a little bit of shine on the camera, but it really doesn't. And so now I'm gonna go to step 2. Now step 2 is where you're going to put on the base, and this is pretty much the foundation for your dip powder. You want to be very careful how you put this on, and I am again using my dip catcher thingy to be able to put the powder in the top one, and it'll catch it in the bottom for me to be able to reuse it. So now I'm going to dump my translucent powder into my pouring tray. And again, this is something you don't necessarily have to have. At first, before I got the tray, I just dumped it right over a bowl. And I have my handy dandy brush to dust it off. So again, when you're putting on this base coat, you want to be very careful because the powder is going to go wherever you have the nail polish at. So if it gets on your skin, you want to just try to wipe it off immediately so that the powder doesn't stick there. Now I'm just gonna place my finger over my little tray and pour away. And this just gets it to have a smooth, even surface. I'm gonna tap a little bit of it off. Now sometimes I'll dust it off right away, but I found that sometimes it can still be a little wet and you can smear the powder. So I'll go ahead and do another finger, and then I'll go back and use my brush and dust it off. And that's pretty much what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna go ahead and pour it over my index finger, and then I'm gonna go ahead and use the brush to brush both of them off. And I'm just gonna tap it lightly into the tray and grab my brush, and I'm dusting off my thumb first, and then I'm gonna come back to my index finger. And now you can see that it's already starting to look like you are, putting the powder on, and you have that natural nail look. So now I have finished putting the powder on both of my hands, and I made them a little bit thicker than I did the last time because I had them kind of thin and the powder kind of cracked on one of my thumbs, which was a bit aggravating. So I really like how the shape came out and the thickness of it. Now I'm going to put on the Seal Protect, and basically what this does is it just makes the nails hard. So before you do this, you want to make sure that you have the powder at the right consistency on each one of your nails. And again, this will look like you're not really putting anything on your nails, but trust me, you are. So I'm just gonna put this on each one of my nails, and I will then place my hand under the light for about 60 seconds for it to cure and allow the nails to get hard so that you can prepare to shape them. Alrighty, all done, and they pretty much look the same. They're just hard now, and I'm going to go ahead and shape them again as well. You can use the drill if you'd like, but I'm going to use the nail file just so you can see that it is possible. And I'm basically just going over this process to kind of make sure that I've smoothed out any bumps or any imperfections. It's always good, again, to follow that step in the beginning where you shape them, because it makes this process right here go a lot faster and a lot easier. You're just pretty much shaping up the powder that has now hardened. And now I'm going to use my handy dandy buffer that has all the steps on it, and it just makes it really, really easy for a beginner like myself. And I'm just buffing it and feeling it to make sure it feels the consistency that I want it to, and voila, all done. So I'm kind of happy with the shape of the nails. There's somewhat coughing. We'll get there. Just got to get my nails a little bit longer. And now I'm going to use this gorgeous kind of like lime green yellowish color on my nails. And I'm just going to paint each coat until I get it to be as opaque as I would like for it to be. And again, you want to be careful because after each time you paint it, you're going to put your hand under that light to cure it, and you want to make sure that it doesn't get hard on your skin as opposed to just on your fingernail. So I'm really taking my time to make sure that I cover all the areas that I need to make sure that this polish comes out as fabulous as I imagine that it will be. And now that I'm finishing up this last nail, again, I'm just gonna go ahead and place my hand in the light, and it's a very light color, still kind of transparent. So I'm going to go ahead and add another coat. I think I ended up doing about 3 or 4 coats because this was a really light yellow, but it was very pretty. So I don't think the 3 or 4 coats were too much, and it didn't make my nails look super thick to me. So now that I've cured them, this is what it looked like after about 4 coats. I absolutely love this color. I love bright colors during the springtime, and so this color was absolutely perfect. Now on to the fun part. I am going to put some designs on 2 of my nails. I started off with this pink color because I had this really simple concept in my mind that I wanted to follow through on using my decorating pen. But once I started to apply the pink, I just didn't really like how it was going on my nail, and I didn't like having 2 bright colors on my nail. It just didn't work for me. So after again testing it out for a little bit, I decided to go with a different color, which was my handy dandy purple. So these were just a few lines that I did. I wanted to show how you can, just do some simple lines to create a nice, elegant design. And so I'm just, doing lines in one direction and in another direction. And then I'm going to follow behind this and place some rhinestones on it. So I have my clear polish, and I'm going to just dip the tip of it onto the polish and into the rhinestones to be able to place them. You don't have to be a professional to do this. I'm not. Just kind of go with what works for you. So for me, it was just tapping the polish and then the rhinestones so it would have something to adhere to, and just placing the rhinestones on there in place. I kind of just, looked to make sure that it was in the position and the place that I wanted it to be. And then I would just move along to the next one. Now, if you are a perfectionist, this process might take you a little bit longer. But for me, I was pretty satisfied with how it turned out. I thought it was really cute and just a fun design in general. So now that I've placed the rhinestones on, you can see how that simple design came to life. And I'm just gonna put some nail glue on top of those rhinestones to keep them in place. We wash dishes and do a lot of household chores, so I don't want any of them to pop off and take away from my gorgeous design. So you only need just a drop or 2 and it'll slide down the rest of your nail. Now I am going to just dry this off for a bit and make sure that I have everything in line. And again, here is what it looked like. I really thought this came out really cute. So now I have both of my nails done. I did something a little different on each one of my fingers that have a design on them. And now I'm going to go ahead with the last step, which is to put the top coat on. I will admit I did have a little bit of difficulty using the top coat. I don't know if I didn't put enough layers on, but it was just like it would dry in some areas and not in the other areas. All of the other bottles worked perfectly for me, so I think this was just a user error. But I'll perfect this the next time that I use it. I just ended up using a regular typical top coat that I had, and it turned out equally as fine. I just got to figure out exactly what I did wrong. So with this one, I just applied the top coat and put it on each of my fingers, and then you're going to just put it under the light for about 1.5 minutes. So with my light, it goes to 99 seconds, and I just put it in there and let it cure after I put on the additional nail coat. And here is the finished product with both hands done, and I love how they came out. The color is nice and shiny and vibrant, just like I absolutely love it to be. So if you like this, give this video a thumbs up and like and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed. See you next time.